Hey guys, Rod here at A Better Way to Farm, where we spend every day thinking, figuring, trying to grow and say, here's something that you can do to implement to make your farm better. So today, we're going to revisit another one of the nutrients. As you know, we do the 12 days of micronutrients in December, and it's a lot of fun, but sometimes in education, I think there's a disconnect between we go learn this, but then we don't figure out how to implement it. Well, learning it, not implementing it, is completely worthless. Honestly, it's very aggravating and a huge waste of time. And so today, we're going to talk about that one micronutrient that right now, a whole bunch of people are deficient in and are getting ready to become more deficient in that micronutrient. They're going to create a further deficiency with this one micronutrient. Anybody want to take a guess at what it is? Yep, if you said manganese, you are correct. It's very interesting. Here in a little bit, when I finish up, I'm going to do a conference call with a guy who's wanting to figure out how to grow some 300 bushel corn. And we're excited about it, and we don't get there without doing everything correctly. Sometimes people go, well, I want to foliar feed. I want to get to that 350 bushel deal. Well, guys, I want to build a skyscraper, and I want to skip the foundation, and I don't even want to build the first 3 floors. Guess what? Never going to happen. You got to pour the footings, you got to build the foundation, and we got to build floor 1 first. So I'm going to hope that you've already done that. I hope you took a soil test. I hope you row placed your starter. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get permission, but I think David's going to let me post some pictures of what happens when you have high K soils and you use a high K starter, which everyone says don't do, but your starter system plugs for 16 rows. I can tell you what happened. David's got the pictures that says, looky here, classic K deficiency, yellow-orange on the edges of the leaves, because it's the only place in the field the starter system didn't work. Guys, we've got to build the foundation. But now this foundation is kind of past. I'm sitting here today. You know, you may hear some noise where we've swept the shop floor. We have done everything we can do. We've greased the mower conditioner. We've greased the disc mower. We've greased the tractors. We're ready to mow hay. We just need a little weather to happen. I don't know how it is in your world, but today I got up and in June, I checked the wind chill to see how much of a coat I needed. Heat units are miles behind, and so there's lots and lots going on, but it ain't what we need. Today, if we haven't built the foundation correctly, I cannot change that. But I do have a tip that can help you make some money. Here it is. Check your manganese levels. Guys, even if you didn't do a soil test, even if you didn't do what you needed to do, here's what's going to happen. Some of us are going to go out and we're going to spray glyphosate. And this is not something, we still run across people who want to have the debate, and it does not induce a manganese deficiency. Okay, whatever. Guys, you can spray glyphosate and think it isn't going to induce a deficiency in that corn or bean plant, but you can also go stand right smack in the middle of the railroad track, and when you see that light coming on that train, you can say, I think he's going to swerve. I think he's going to swerve. Guess what? He ain't swerving. It ain't happening. And that manganese deficiency, it's going to be there. Now, it may not turn yellow like a school bus, but when that soybean plant or that corn plant turns a lighter shade of green, a pale shade of green, or does get all the way to yellow, we have a problem. And the problem that we have is yield reduction. There are many documented instances of 1 pint of our manganese, 1 pint of our chelated manganese, costing you $3.50 an acre factory direct pricing, trading that $3.50 for somewhere between 2 bushel of soybeans and 15 bushel of soybeans. Corn, kind of the same yield response. So, corn's about $4.50 right now, so you can spend $3.50 and get back anywhere between $9 and $60. Soybeans, quite a bit better. Think of it as an insurance policy. What if you spend the $3.50 and all you get's $10 per acre? So if we take $10 and we take out the cost of the manganese and we only clear $6.50 an acre extra. I don't know how much you're making, but here's what I know. With the economy as it is, we ought to all be looking for an extra $6.50 an acre. And the reality is, it's going to be better than that. I am disturbed by people in the industry. Again and again and again, you guys hear me say, everything that happens in ag is good for somebody. The question is who? Is it good for the big chemical company? Is it good for the big seed company? Is it good for the big equipment company? Or is it good for the American farmer? Because here, all I'm concerned about is you. Yeah, we got to make a living, but I know this, if I do the right thing and help enough of you make more money, I'll be taken care of. So our focus is on bringing you the truth. Our focus is on bringing you good information. Our focus is we're not going to be afraid to take conventional wisdom head on. Because you guys have heard me say, in my heart, I believe conventional thinking is not thinking. Okay? It's accepting the status quo. And the status quo translates best when you say the mess we're in. If we want to accept the mess we're in, if we want to accept the way things are, that's cool. I'm okay with that. I'm not angry. We're not going to have a fight. But if you're not satisfied with the status quo, if you're not happy with the mess we're in, then maybe we should give a thought or two to just doing something different. Hey, I got a really great idea. What if you call us and we talk to you about how to properly take a tissue test, and you'll waste the $26 and you take a look and say, what's this crop deficient in? What can I do right now at this stage of this crop's life to soup it up and get the most out of it? I've already left a lot on the table. We know that we opened that bag of seed of corn and we had the potential to grow about 700 bushel. And from the time we cracked that Pro box open or pulled that string out of that bag, everything we have done is yield reduction program. The question, how do I become better at not reducing my yield? One of the things we can look at is tissue testing. We take those tissue tests and we see what we're short in, and we can foliar feed that and try and offset it and not leave that laying on the table. But guys, manganese, as I look across the Corn Belt, as we go from western Nebraska over into Pennsylvania, again and again and again, we see some fundamental needs of secondaries and micros. We know sulfur is deficient in most of America. We know that the probably 99%, at least 90% of the American growers are boron deficient. That's an easy fix. You can put that in with your nitrogen. You can put that in with your chemicals. You can do about anything with that. And we also know that we've seen the manganese need from when we started 27 years ago, and we sold like 2 5-gallon jugs of manganese, and that's really all the growers needed, to today, when we see guys buying it a half a semi-load at a time because the need has taken off like a rocket ship. We know that guys who used to need none, and now their soil tests are saying 2 pints, 4 pints. Looked at some soil tests, needed 10 pints of manganese. That's a gallon and a quart for those of us who are not real strong in conversions. 1 gallon plus 1 quart. That's a lot. And so consequently, if we're already deficient and then we come in and we double down because we apply that glyphosate. Let's review. We do understand how glyphosate works. It doesn't really kill anything. It starves it to death. It's kind of an inhumane way to kill something. But the bottom line is it goes into the plant and it chelates the minerals and it makes that weed starve to death. Now, through the course of technology, they figured out how to take that same product and they built a gene, and the soybean plant and the corn plant, they will tolerate glyphosate. They call it Roundup resistant or whatever you want to call it, but the fact is it will tolerate it. It isn't that it doesn't have any impact on it. It has an impact. It just doesn't kill the crop we're growing. I use this story or whatever to kind of exemplify it. Let's go this way. You're sitting around and all is good, and you get up and you go to work and you're pretty productive. But tomorrow you wake up with the flu, the really, really bad flu, and you're just out for like 3 days. Are you going to die? Probably not. Statistically speaking, you will not. However, for 3 days, you are not productive. And you never get those 3 days back. That's just 3 days production gone. In your soybean plant or your corn plant, when you spray glyphosate, you sort of kind of give it the flu. And for 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, it's not very productive. And we never get those days back. Guys, here's what I know. We're short on GDUs. We are really, really hurting for heat. You know, again, got up today, check the wind chill. Unbelievable. It's like 68 degrees here today. Got that nice 17 mile an hour north wind. We're accumulating nearly 0 GDUs. Nearly 0. So everything that we can do to give that plant any kind of an advantage is a great thing. Anything that we do that stresses it additionally is a bad thing. Because we know we're going to have trouble getting these crops to mature the way we want them to. We're going to have a hard time getting them to finish the way we want them to. And we're definitely going to have a hard time getting them to yield like we want them to. So why not do everything we can? What's that novel idea? That novel idea is this. Go pull a tissue test. Give us a call. We'll talk about how to do it. We'll set you up an account. You can send it in, and they will send back specific recommendations. I know most of us took a tissue test. They sent them back, and they said, here's your normals. Here's your levels. Good luck. We're not going to do that. We're going to say, here's your levels. Here's the norms. And here's the recommendation to achieve the best possible yield at this point in time, given what stage your crop's in and what we have in there in the way of nutrients. And so we're going to be able to take an intelligent maneuver and say, okay, this is worth doing. This is what we want to do. This is what we're going after. And so that's step one. Step two, the action step is real easy. Guys, I do not speak for anybody else's product because there's lots of different people selling a manganese. Oh, they sell a zinc, manganese, and boron. They sell a this and that. It's everything you need in the jug. You know, they can cure cancer, hemorrhoids, and make your horse more productive with one jug. We don't buy into that. One micronutrient based on the needs, manganese. Other people's manganese, they say, well, you can't co-apply it with glyphosate. Well, nobody wants to make an extra trip. Our product, it's okay to co-apply it with glyphosate. It says that on the label with the glyphosate. So, 100% chelated manganese, 1 pint per acre, $3.50, dumped in the tank when you spray. How easy is that? Average response, 2 to 15 bushel. You put the dollars to that, tell me how it works. Because here's what we believe. We believe it's going to make you a whole gob of money. Guys, I'm going to drop a podcast here sometime, and I'm going to record it today. We'll get it edited and get it out. Follow us and hit us up on the podcast because you're going to like this one. I'm going to do something completely different. Normally I'm talking to you guys. Today, I'm going to talk to the consumer on the podcast, and you're going to want to share it with your city friends. Okay? I think you're going to love it. I hope you guys are having a better day.